Well, I'm Chris, and I'm responsible for the maintenance project looking after East Midlands Trains Meridian fleet in Derby. We've had a release of two primary work streams that we've worked on with you over the last 12 months or so.
Yeah.
One has been around working on team development. We've done some work with the engineering team, with the shift managers, team leaders, the materials team, and about to do some work with the core team here on the project.
Yeah.
That work's focused on a number of areas, really looking at people's current behavioural styles, required behavioural styles, and how we go about challenging interference within the project and the business. Yeah. In terms of the piece of work we're about to do with the core team, there's three particular areas we're about to look at there. Again, the subject of team styles. We're also about to do some work at looking at how we all engage with each other in terms of our behavioural styles, and therefore how we can work more effectively together as individuals. And we're about to look at what we need to do within the project to as a project deliver as a zero harm organisation in which we're best in class for reliability and availability, and where we're financially sound.
Yeah.
And we're expecting that the output of that will feed into a second phase where we start to look at how we deliver some of that, and that how will become partly our work plan through to the end of the contract, but particularly you start to develop the first parts of our work plan for 2011.
Okay.
And then the second primary work stream that we've worked with you on has been around one-to-one coaching with
that's right.
With individuals. And that's really been around trying to help individuals identify where some of their potential is, and then helping them to develop an individual plan that helps them particularly around behaviour changes, in order that they're then able to increase their performance. In terms of a personal example of a bit I've worked on with you on from a one-to-one point of view.
Yeah.
I knew I was looking for that I wanted to look at where could I do some what did I need to do in terms of some personal development going forwards, but I was really struggling to verbalise to myself what I wanted what it was I wanted to work on. And it was through working on some tools with you that I began to put some shape and structure around that, and realised that I was looking to gain some better experience around strategic planning and strategic development processes, which actually meant that when I was given an opportunity a few days later to get involved with some of the Project M work, that it meant I was able to gain more out of that project work than I would otherwise have done, because I recognised that as something where I could learn from the process and tools that we were using, rather than being just a participant in the process.
Okay.
And in terms of, there's a number of us in the project have worked quite closely with you now for the last year or so.
Yes,
so in terms of perhaps your style and what you're like as a guy to work with, I'd say you're a fairly easygoing, relaxed player. That you create an open environment where people are quite keen to explore areas that might normally take them fairly significantly out of their comfort zones.
Yeah.
And that what you've been bringing to individuals and to a number of groups within the project have been what I might say sort of alternative tools that have assisted us in developing fairly simple solutions to what would otherwise be perhaps sort of people-orientated problems.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.